We are, but okay, here's going back to when I said, what do you propose we do? And you said, I propose to not propose. But how does society deal with someone who's fucking kids? Like, at the core of it, like, what do you say we do? We have to demonize that person.
Lauren, take the stage.
Sorry, I've been
Finally, let's get a woman up on the stage of douchebag men. Can we, please?
Yeah, get your chair.
Adam, you can...
She just...
Shit rolls downhill, Lauren.
Spencer to the stage to take Adam's mic away from him. Spencer!
I think you know who you were in that metaphor.
Yeah, get up there. Yeah. Adam tried to usurp Spencer's throne, and I will not have that. All right.
I'm
sorry, Adam.
I've been really wanting to engage in this discussion because I lived in Amsterdam studying gender and sexuality for a while, and we actually interviewed pedophiles. There was like the day that pedophiles...
Did you lure them with like kids? Oh, hey, you're one. Couple questions.
Yeah, no, there was like, it was really weird. It was like on the syllabus, like the day that pedophiles are coming to class.
And how did they, can I ask you one very basic question? When I think of a pedophile in my head, I have a specific,
yes.
What did they look like? Like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, they showed up saying, hello, I'm a pedophile. And they're out of the closet about it? Like
some people don't like fucking kids, and there's me. Hi,
James Robinson's the name. Pedophilia is the game.
Yeah.
They were, this was the Netherlands, so you have to keep that in mind. They're, you know, well, they're
the Dutch.
The
Dutch have been fucking kids for centuries.
They're just
you can just go into coffee shops where you fuck
there's
kids.
there's whole restaurants where it's just kids on platters.
Yeah.
And
that's like it says.
Anyway,
but they don't like pedophilia, right?
No. Like both of these guys had been to jail.
Yeah, so there's a hard line between what they're open about and pedophilia. But go ahead, sorry.
No, what they're open about is talking about it and researching it and that sort of thing. Anyway, so they came to class and it was these two guys and one of them was like, I really like 5-year-old girls. It was creepy. I had a big problem with it. But
you're studying it. You're creeped out by it. You're studying it. Okay. All right.
And,
continue.
What they talked about was their mission is to not fuck children.
Yeah, so that's their struggle. I have to not run red lights. They have to not...
Totally.
I'm just saying we all have these struggles, and the moral choice is to not do the immoral thing. Okay, go ahead.
And it didn't make them any less creepy. They talked openly about how they had to work to avoid going to playgrounds and inviting little boys to sit on their lap and
So their AA is saying I'm 6 months sober off of fucking children.
Yeah, totally. And not just fucking them, but looking at them. They have to avoid situations where they're around children.
Sure, yeah.
Otherwise,
what were you gonna say, Camille?
Nothing. You get a little chip, it's been 6 months, and then everyone claps like, great, good for you. I had a relapse last night. Well, but here's the thing. That's what I'm saying, Dan. I don't understand what you're saying when you say, how are you proposing why is our attitude towards pedophilia wrong?
We've sat on this stage and talked about the topic of people who get turned on by eating shit or being shit on or shitting on other people came up. And immediately we defaulted to, as hilarious as it is, like letting those people know, should one of them be in the audience, letting those people know that what they need to do is continue to be ashamed of themselves. At the same time, anytime we say something even slightly wrong politically, we get immediately fucking, some poor girl came up here whose only crime was what? Being part of a fucking bell curve mentality, saying something that 8 years ago would have functioned as something that progressively to say about gay people and immediately got jumped on by this LA fucking
I wasn't here for that, but I think you can hold people accountable for their opinions. I think people can be wrong, and it's okay to say that they're wrong. Again, I didn't listen to that episode.
I said the people that want to be pooped on, people that want to be peed on, people that want to dress as a lizard, people who want to fuck a dog, people who want to suck a dog's dick. Okay, now my dog's involved. Now your dog's involved.
It's a fuzzy line. Is the dog into it?
But we're not. I think the fundamental plexiglass between my Indiana Jones and your Cobra right now is that.
Why am I the Cobra? I'm the one against pedophiles. How am I the cobra?
You're right. Sorry, I'll flip him. Sorry, I'm the cobra.
No. Go ahead.
Is that like anyone who's doing anything that's hurting another person, blah blah blah, like that? It seems like there's a clean line there,
sure,
where it's like the problem that I'm talking about is that what we do is because that's a reprehensible concept. The internet has created this idea. It's like come on. I've been on 4chan. You can computer generate images now. So you can make a 8-foot blue woman with a giant cock fucking a 3-foot Ewok. And the dick is like coming up out of her mouth because the blue woman's dick is fucking it so hard.
So the blue woman's dick is over 3 feet long.
Yeah, someone's jerking off to this.
Okay.
Someone's
that's
making
fine.
it, someone's jerking off.
I'm fine with that. I'm also fine with, if you're attracted to kids, drawing a picture of a kid and masturbating to it. I'm fine with that. But when there's a victim, when there's a crime...
Well, then there's nobody... Okay, yeah.
I want that on TMZ tomorrow. Kumail Nanjiani
I'm going to have
was
a few
quoted
more...
last night as saying, I'm fine with jerking off to a picture of...
Okay, so way out of context.
No, it's not. That was in context.
No, but I'm saying when there's a victim, everything changes. If the victim is a dog or a child, everything changes.
But we're not talking about... I'm talking about
we got a hand raised
perception,
here.
morality, pornography.
Wait. You're standing up and have your hand up.
No, I just wanted to chime in.
Come on up here. Come here. Share my mic.
What we're basically talking about is consent. Like, if somebody says, because we, like, in our country particularly, each state even has this ability to say at what age you're allowed to say yes, and your mind has developed enough to say yes to activities. So, it's like we demonize pedophilia because in our country...
because we're worried about people looking at stuff the same way we worry about Dungeons and Dragons when I was 12, by the way. Now I'm increasingly...
Wait, are you saying...
I'm wading into the tar pits of being a pedophilia advocate.
Yeah. You really are. Because are you suggesting that in 20 years you'll be like, hey, those people were okay. They were fucking
But
kids?
that's part of the problem, though. I want to be like a weird... I want to be a reciprocist. I want to actually make the fucking headway of going, you know what, even though it's not like the easiest thing in the world for everyone collectively is to go, well, looking at a picture of this or reading a story about this, we can all agree that's disgusting, and the reason is because it's directly linked to behavior that is the definition of criminal,
sure,
before
and
you even,
immoral,
yeah.
Yes.
So we scale that one back. It's like we're in the surf. The internet is creating a surf between the unconscious and conscious minds, and it's like people are. What would I propose? I don't know. I would propose that we propose less, because we're being very, very clear as the internet is, and believe me, like 30 years from now, I'll be 6 feet in the ground, and I'm pretty sure.
Give yourself 40 years or
so. Maybe if I cut down, maybe with a little
you went to the
bread,
doctor, and
I'll be watching this from my porch on the rocking chair. But people are going to be flicking a switch, on the back of their head or whatever the equivalent is, and you're gonna be able to simulate you're an octopus and your neighbor's dog is coming over for tea.
And you've got 8 dicks to fuck it with.
Sorry.
That's the thing, though, is that if you're doing it by yourself and there's nobody else involved, and it's and it's a simulation, that's one thing. But as soon as you involve an unwilling participant, and that's why children, it's so difficult, because we consider after younger than a certain age that they don't have the ability to
I don't think it's difficult.
The decision.
Yeah.
I think it's a very easy line to draw.
No. She's saying it's difficult to allow for freedom of expression, freedom of choice.
When it comes to that.
On that surf, because the action...
Right, because the action is suddenly inhibiting somebody else's freedom.
And because the connection is between...
Right.
You're dealing with people who are they're easily victimizable. Like you're talking about a person who is we're protecting this person for precisely the same reason. Before there was an internet, you could prey on a saber-toothed tiger could eat them more readily. So you're talking about like, okay, everyone say your favorite ice cream flavor. I love to go to fuck4yearold.com. We can't just readily go, hey, have at it.
That's a terrible ice cream flavor.
But so it ties into...
We can't do that because we go, well, I cannot allow... Like Megan's Law was adopted because like there was a
what
time...
What is Megan's Law?
Megan's Law is because in California is because there was a girl like she was, I don't know, something horrible happened to her and she basically lived across the street from a guy who was a sex offender who was registered, but the registration was not...
public.
Yeah.
Public. So
now that's why they have to go door to door and be like, listen, I have this weird calendar.
Right.
I have the octopus in my neighbor's dog calendar.
Yeah. May is my fave. So stay away during that month.
And by the
Picture
way,
really gets me going.
Along with everything else, there's another surf you've created now. There's another beach because there are people who water skied by their, they got a little drunk and they water skied naked past a family at a beach picnic, and they're registered.
Okay, but that's different. But what I'm saying, you're giving them the credit,
but I'm not talking about creating policy. All I'm saying is like every time you scout out like these. Like every time we pretend that we know the difference between right and wrong, all we really create is more sand and more water, like another beach. That's I don't know the answers.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry.
Yes,
go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I think a lot of what you're talking about is the difference between fantasy and having fantasies and acting on them. And I know, like for
that's
myself,
you don't need. I mean, no one needs to applaud anything.
That's just a thing.
This is the fucking hardest conversation I've ever had. This is great.
Good.
No, I know. I love it. Well, by the way, can I say one thing? I saw Breaking Bad tonight, and you guys all fucked up coming there. It's great. Go ahead.
When a lot of people know about the Kinsey scale, obviously, but there's also I forget what it's called, but there's also another scale of sexuality.
The Kinsey scale. Thank you very much.
Good night. Thank you.
Professional comedian. Thank you very much.
He'll be here all week.
But it takes into account there's like 7 or 8 or 16. There's a whole bunch of categories, but one of the main ones is fantasy, and you're allowed to have fantasies that you don't actually want to act on. And I think that's
interesting.
That's where a lot of not only homophobia but discrimination about sex comes from, is the shame from having a fantasy. And if I can get really real right now and open up a little bit, but like I personally, like, I'm like a queer feminist, but I am like really like, I look at like hardcore, like violent porn on the internet, and like it's not something that I would ever want to do myself.
Violent how?
Like describe it real slow.
While I jerk off behind the comptroller podium.
Well, listen, but in that...
This is why, by the way, that's why I have the podium, you guys. I'm
jacking off the
almost
entire
always
time.
got my dick in my hand up here.
And it's also wearing a suit. Go ahead.
No, I mean, just like S&M stuff that I don't have any interest in, but that is...
You have some interest in, you don't have interest in
doing it physically with my body, but my brain obviously is stimulated.
Well, there's a huge factor there too. We walk around with clothes on. We, like I said, we have to, like 90% of our conscious lives, like we are in disguise. Our sexuality is, and we're happy about it. Otherwise, it wouldn't exist. Like we've revolted for less. If the plebeians didn't want cardigans and underwear and shoes and things, like they wouldn't exist. Like we're all pretty stoked about about a certain fundamental wall between who we are as animals with our engorged privates and who we are like walking around between orgasms.
Well, the hardest thing has been
because there's that fundamental wall, like there is that other factor where people like things that are wrong. Like that is a huge turn on. That's like a battery. Like there is what's right and there is what's wrong.
Well, fucking in an alley is awesome because of that.
The public sex. You get on there. The abuse in the bedroom wrong, between Dan? Two consensual adults.
You said that people shitting on each other was wrong, but the thing is
But he didn't. He didn't say it's wrong.
Okay.
He's saying we think
I'm
it's
still
weird.
mad about the night that we started talking about pooping at each other, and people were too quick to.
I think it's great.
But I mean,
no, if it's your thing, poop on each other.
And if you both agree to it, there's nothing wrong with that.
If you found someone who's
I don't
want
to wash the sheets when you're done.
Let's not poop on each other, everybody.
No. But if you want it,
I mean, look, if you like pooping, fine. But let's seriously, fucking back to the drawing board.
At least
come on. I mean, I'm sticking to this. That's terrible. Why would you say that?
I'm just saying because I don't like the smell of poopies.
But you're not there. It's talking to some couple in Santa Monica.
But someone's listening right now going, I was on the fence about pooping on people. And Dan Harmon pushed me on the poopy side.
I'm not pushing you.
If someone's on the fence about poopy sex, they're not on the fence about poopy sex.
Exactly.
They just don't have the
need
courage.
to be pushed. If you're on the
people
fence,
like you, Jeff.
If you're listening to me out there tonight, if you're listening to me, if you're listening as a couple and both of you look at each other right now because I said there's such a thing as being on the fence about poopy sex,
Dan Harmon will come to your house and shit on you right now. That's the
Go
Dan
into your
Harmon
bathroom
guarantee.
right now and start involving poop in your sex and see what happens.
Eat some fucking kale and have the night of your lives.
I'm really sorry I brought it up, but I mean, what Lauren was saying is with.
Are you Lauren? Hi, nice to meet you.
But I mean, when she's talking about fantasy and making it real, it's some people have they have rape fantasies. They have fantasies of being raped. But the thing is that there's a difference between having a rape fantasy and having somebody that can enact that with you, that says yes, and being
safe words.
raped.
Yeah, consent.
Yeah, it's all about safe, sane, consensual, that everybody is on the same page and everybody knows what's going on. And you look at like Jeffrey Dahmer, he got off on dead men. And, we drew the line because he was killing people.
Yeah, if he'd maybe just broken into a cemetery, you'd be like, all right, I kind of see your point.
But the thing is that what he was trying to do was actually he was trying to reanimate dead bodies at a certain point, to the point where they had slight function.
Really? With his penis?
Yeah. And
not with his penis. He was actually drilling holes in their heads and doing all sorts of crazy shit.
That's why he was doing that.
As a Milwaukeean who was living a couple doors down from that going on. All the laws in the world didn't stop it from happening.
It's as soon as it was, he would actually kidnap these men and then murder them to have sex with them.
That's the line.
That's the line, is because these men aren't signing up to be murdered. That's the line. That's the line. We've defined it.
We figured it out.
Thank you, Kelly. Kelly, everyone.
Isn't that a show you're on? That's the line, is it anyway?
Oh, yeah.
There is no line. There is a beach. It is a surf. That is the thing that we have to get comfortable with. There's no wall you can build. What legislation would you have adopted to prevent Jeffrey Dahmer from eating 17...
Don't kidnap people and murder them. That's a pretty good
Those laws have already been in existence.
Yeah, but he's outside the law. Just because he was able to get through it doesn't mean we fucked up.
So we keep trying to make sure that there's this wall ideologically where anybody that does anything that's reprehensible to us so socially exists outside the wall. We keep trying to make sure that our laws say that if you're doing something questionable, you're on the other side of the wall. And I mean, that's a ridiculous attempt.
Then what do you propose?
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
I propose we stop proposing.
Well, that's not solving any problems.
I didn't come here to solve any problems.
You're just shitting on people. You're just shitting on them without the
I love
consent.
shitting on people. It makes me come.
I knew it.
I want permission to shit on every people.
Yeah,
no,
it's good.
I didn't. See, that's the fucking... God damn it, Spencer. I don't propose anything. that doesn't mean I can't say something. Like you are, the walls are there. Kicking them is healthy. Pushing them down is healthy. Punching holes in them is healthy.
Well, it depends on the walls. If you're
talking
punching
about
and kicking, they're
walls
not all
that
walls are
imprison
bad.
people for raping kids.
Yeah, the wall that's leaving out pedophiles is a good wall.
Okay.
Don't kick that shit.
That's not the
Don't
wall.
don't kick those walls.
But there was a time where homosexuality, there was a wall between that. That was a good wall to kick down. Kick down that wall. Black people, white people marrying, that's a good wall to kick down. Pedophilia, that's not a good wall to kick down.
All right, we've figured it out then. Everybody here is existing comfortably within walls where we get to run everywhere we want to run. Nobody feels inappropriately limited in any way.
I think it goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning with humanism, and maybe we should just pay more attention to each other and
maybe this wall building system, maybe this idea that walls are a thing. Like maybe that's the problem. Maybe.
Well, what about the murder wall? If you think this is such a bad idea, I'll kill you all right now.
Are you going to kill us?
I'm saying,
are you going to kill me if I lower that wall? You're not going to kill us. There's no police here. There's nothing to prevent you from killing me.
Yeah, but he won't. But somebody else will.
No one will.
Yeah,
no one will kill me.
Yeah,
anyone that wants to kill me, come up and kill me.
No, that's the wall.
Anyone come up and kill me. I give you permission to come kill me.
Premise.
There's no wall. There's no wall preventing you from killing me.
There is. If you say, come kill me, and he comes kills you, that guy is fucked forever.
You think that's why he's not killing me?
No, but there is someone that would kill you.
That's why you're not killing me? Because you don't want to go to jail?
No, but there is someone who's not killing you for that reason. It's not this guy. But
and there's someone who's not fucking kids for that reason. Otherwise they would. And it's not anyone here.
We
but
are building walls
exist.
too closely to where we live.
What about
to
the
keep
wall?
People that we think are out there?
What about the wall in Game of Thrones? We need that one, right?
Yeah, get some crows.
That one is absolutely necessary.
We need that one.
No, God damn it, no.
See, I got you.
The whole point of Game of Thrones is you find out that wall's shouldn't be there.
No, it means the wall should be
wildlings
taller.
end up helping everybody.
Get the taller wall.
The wall keeps out the ice zombies, man.
The ice zombies, yeah.
The ice zombies are fucking kids, dude.
But then there's...
Ice zombies are... Sorry.
Can we talk about the morality of having me come up on stage to eject someone else from the stage?
That was just defense.
I felt really used at that time.
I
felt violated.
I felt that there's a line between we thought that he was being ejected from the stage, and he went over and took your seat, which I thought as a seat of honor. I think of that seat as being your throne over there.
Oh,
yeah, that's not some. That's not some.
I just felt used.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't sit in your seat because I would feel like I was usurping a throne.
I'd sit in your seat.
I'll shit all over you, man.
Let's all thank Lauren for coming up.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you, Lauren.
I mean, look, somebody walks into the middle of a field and starts asking the question, why do we hate pedophiles? And 48 minutes later, we're yelling at each other. I'm saying...
It's a great episode.
I'm saying I think that our whole we need to evolve as people beyond a certain point. That system of thinking, when someone challenges you, when someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, you brought up the fact that black people who had their this culture going on, they all of a sudden this shit started rolling downhill. This system of walls was a big part of that.
No, but
there was a huge Muslim rap movement going on before 9/11, and then those bow ties went into the drawers really fast. 9/11 happened, and then it was zip, mum's the word.
Sure, but I think for society to exist and to have people who have bad brains from ruining society, we have to have these walls. What are you saying? That we just have no laws and we just walk around, do whatever we want, and hope that everyone makes the right decision?
But we don't have any walls between us and the kinds of people that build walls.
We have a new entry. What's your name? Hello, Laura. Grab the mic over there. Fuck it. Let's do it.
This is the Lauren seat.
It's the Laura Lauren seat. Yeah. No, I was just going to talk about this. We were talking about pedophiles and undesirables, but We didn't really talk about better living through chemistry with like chemical castration, because it's like people agree that pedophiles should be put in prison.
And some of them beg to be. Some of them beg to be castrated.
Some of them do, or chemically castrated. Do we believe in better living through chemistry with taking these people and making them unable to?
We do it to our pets. Like my
Well,
girlfriend started crying the other night because Harvey's coming up on his day.
Yeah, it's tough.
I've had a million pets castrated, spayed.
Yeah.
Your pets, they're just like pedophiles.
I mean, they are.
That's where the word comes from.
They are, in the sense that they are. If you read any book about pet care, it says like in case you're feeling bad about neutering your dog, it says it puts you at ease and says, you know what, like I know that to human beings this is a very valuable asset, but to the animals that we've domesticated, it's a source of frustration and it presents them with urges that they cannot satiate, and it causes them pain. And
there's a reason for them. It's better for them.
If they could speak, they would thank you. And I believe it, kind of.
But do you agree that that's a way to deal with is that more humane to deal with pedophiles than just put them in jail? Do we agree that as a society, as an adult in America, that if you have certain desirable urges that we don't like, then we can just mangle your junk, or we can like cut it up?
I don't know, but I do think it's weird that we have more, we consider it more sacred what goes on up in this bowl of pudding at the top of your neck than we do with this mess between your legs.
Well,
like if you, and I don't know what the research scientifically.
Can we call it a chocolate mousse between our legs?
If you castrate a pedophile, do they just
Kumail, you call your dick your chocolate mousse?
Well, weirdly, this is so much TMI. My dick is maybe 5 shades darker than the rest of me, so I do call it my chocolate mousse.
Where's that clapping coming from?
That's my wife clapping back there.
That's not Dustin?
No, it's my wife.
Oh, it's not Dustin.
She knows.
Okay.
Dustin doesn't know.
But a lot of states in the South during the 50s and 60s, they find records that they sterilized people that they thought, were poor. People would go to prison and they just get sterilized.
There's been movements about that too. If you're poor and you're having a kid, oh, this is just going to be a welfare baby. There's been Joan of Arcs in that movement who have been alternatively celebrated.
I
and burnt
predict
at the
there's
stake.
going to be no Joan of Arc in the pedophilia movement. I don't think there's going to be someone who will be like, oh, it turns out they were right.
Okay, so let's move forward from that. So let's castrate them. So when you are
I'm not saying that. That, for me, is a weird line.
All right.
Keep going.
But you want to solve a problem, don't you?
Yeah, put them away. Or
put them away.
How is that better? Is it better to have them getting hard in jail thinking about kids, or to just be out in the world not thinking about kids?
Well, if they want it, but for me, something doing something to their body specifically
against their will.
But
against their will.
They're putting their body in a cell against their will.
Yeah, because they're fucking kids, dude.
For me, that's the problem.
What the rules are.
But how long are you going to put them away for?
The problem with criminal justice is that we punish people, but we don't give any money or any energy to actual rehabilitation. Why
not kill them? Why not give you the gun? Let you put a bullet in the back of
their
head.
We throw people and lock them up for all these different crimes, for drug possession and for rape and for all these disparate crimes and stuff like that. But we don't have the time or the will, because again, it's not the reciprocity thing.
There's no profit in making a bad person into a good person.
Yeah, and the thing is, in a lot of cases,
there's no profit
it's very
in the prison
possible
system.
to do it.
There is no profit in the prison
cases.
system.
Well, there is.
In some cases, you're going to deal, and I think in minimal cases, you're going to deal with people that are unfixable because of the glob of toothpaste inside their cranium. There's just this wiring that goes wrong, and there's bad things that happen to the human brain. And it's complex as shit. We should deal with every problem. The pothole in the street in front of our house, to somebody being sick and having a runny nose, to everything. We should deal with it as communities with compassion, as opposed to throwing it away to these, and just giving it to the government into things and saying, draw big, hard lines in the sand, and so we can just push things over these walls and forget about them. The hardest thing in the world to do would be to actually care for each other, to actually be responsible for ourselves, for our parents, for our kids, and not just throw them into the street. And we don't have any responsibility for our lives.
And if
Why?
your neighbor is a pedophile, you should be going down to their house and you should castrate them. You should be the one to castrate.
One-on-one. Bring them a nice pie.
It's like filling a pothole.
With broken dicks. God. But
we should fill potholes with broken dicks.
I'm not saying that we should go cut their penises off, but I am saying we should separate them from situations where they can fuck children. I feel like that's a very sane thing for me to advocate for.
I'm saying if the proposal is that there be proposals, if the idea is that there needs to be solutions, then the problem is that there's that I don't think that putting someone in a 4-foot cell
of course not. No.
It stops them from fucking children.
They don't stay in there, though.
No, but when they come,
why would you keep someone in there until they die? Then just kill them, or acknowledge that you are determining that their sexuality is, and castrate them. A lot of them.
Community is like,
if they ask for it, great. Whatever they want.
So we wait for them to ask for it, and until they do, we put them in a cell, and we wait. We keep asking them. We hold up a picture of a child, and we go, "Do you have a boner?" And if they say yes, then we leave them in there.
Or if they say, if you have a picture of if you have a boner, promise you won't do anything when you get out. And if you can believe that, then let him out. But if there's someone, if someone you think is going to rape children when you put them out there, walls are a very good thing to have. Putting them away from situations where they will go fuck children.
I just don't know if the walls are built. I mean, I think walls are fantastic. I have 4 of them of my own that keep out people that I don't like. But a lot of those people are people that build walls.
You're never going to build a wall that keeps murder from happening or keeps rape from happening.
But we can keep trying, right? Isn't it the point to not have murders or rapes happen? That's what we're trying to do.
I think, though, that there's a way to deal with problems like this with criminality and with antisocial behavior is to look at the actual look at the humanity behind what's going on.
Sure, just because I understand, just because I see that a pedophile wants to fuck kids doesn't mean he's any less of a criminal.
Mm-hmm. I think it should be dealt with within. I mean, I think everything should be dealt with within the actual communities themselves. There was a story of a rapist that got paroled and let out, and the community took it upon themselves. This is before the laws that you had to go inform the town. They said they put pictures of this guy everywhere. And they said, if you see him, do not lend him any services or any goods or anything.
Yeah, but that's
and the guy basically was just outcast. And he actually came back and it's like, I'm sorry, I can't survive like this.
Yeah, but that's one society. In Pakistan, where I'm from, all these villages have their own rules. And if a woman marries the wrong person, they're like, all right, let's just kill this guy. In practice, those things don't work. They just kill people. Like, you have to have these sort of rules that we've all agreed on, right? Like that one situation, it works, but it doesn't work in Pakistan.
I think
it's not working.
Societies go through enlightenments and they go through dark ages, and I don't know if we're heading towards one or the other right now. But there's times when, I think we go through thresholds of enlightenment where people actually step up and go, okay, compassion is the new rule now. Then we head towards really dark ages and things like that.
Yeah, are we going to let's call a spade a spade. Is America, despite our self-deprecation, self-loathing, this acknowledgement of the fact that we're on the economic downslide and that the empire has fallen, are we top of the line or not? Is it our responsibility to be the most socially progressive or not?
But we aren't.
Okay. Well, then let's settle back down into what works.
No, it is, but we aren't. We aren't the most socially progressive.
Okay, yeah, it's great. It's very fashionable to say that. But
are
we
really
or
aren't?
Okay,
we really are not.
Then let's not. Let's not make it our business to be so. Let's pull back into what's functional.
What?
That's what America does best.
What?
Let's be isolationist.
Are you? That's like saying I'm not the skinniest guy, so I'm never going to go on a diet. Like, that's crazy. Sweden's super progressive, but that doesn't mean we can't try to have better Wi-Fi.
That's right.
But if you're spending money on a gym membership that you never use, can you instead say, I'll cancel that gym membership and I'll just try to eat more fruits and vegetables?
I don't
never
subscribe
go to, the gym
to that
again,
example.
But I'll do something You look at the more economically advantageous route. That you don't just keep throwing money at a thing that clearly is not working. For us, we could say economically, to keep putting money into therapy for pedophiles that doesn't work, it doesn't keep anyone from fucking kids. We could instead say, let's try to get kids off drugs or whatever, and say, that's not working. Let's just castrate them all or put them all in prison.
And what does Sweden do with their pedophiles? Do they give them free Wi-Fi? And what does Sweden do? What does Sweden do with non-Swedish people?
You know, there's
do they do anything with them?
There's European prisons that are like actually designed for rehabilitation, and they give people a lot of freedom. They like put them on an island and say, "Oh, here you could grow your own food. Here's a little farm."
That's what I want.
Oh, I thought rewarding.
Our prison system needs to be an island where capitalism is an option but not required.
I'm fine
Australia. We need to
Alcatraz.
We need to. The big problem with prison is the big joke is like you're not. That's just punishment.
Well, the joke is the profit, because in America you make money by having prison.
Yeah,
like you have prisoners and you get the government gives you the person money.
Yeah, you have this free labor force and it's insane.
And you're incentivized.
No one's getting rehabilitated. You're only getting to be a better criminal.
I'm for rehab prison. I'm totally for that. I think I'm not saying
nobody else.
Okay, so let's rehab a pedophile. Prison.
Can you? If you can.
No, you can't.
You can rehab some pedophiles.
Then what do you want us to do with them?
I want to stop proposing things that have anything to do with the system.
You just want to hold off progress.
By the way, the reason why I brought this subject up is not because I love pedophilia.
No, I understand. I understand that.
It's because I think that our system is you can go to the dark corners and realize that we are not equipped for the fucking hellfire that's to come. Like we are every fucking day we are moving further and further into this surf where the walls aren't going to work anymore. They're not going to work. The Canadians are able to argue that my show is a bad show. They don't matter on the Nielsen's. That's the first sign of the apocalypse. That I have to talk to a Canadian on Reddit and go, well, if you think about it, maybe Community was funny last night. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse.
I can't tell sometimes, Dan, and I'm not trying to be provocative. I can't tell, right now, honestly, whether you're on the side of walls or not.
He's against walls.
I know that you're against walls, but you do live within a certain sort of...
I'm on the side of an audit into the masonry division. I would like to know what goes into the construction of walls and who's walling in the wall makers.
Well, we necessitate walls because we don't want any personal responsibility for anything we do. We give it to other people to build walls around our cities, around our ideas.
But you don't want some of these people out there deciding their own morality. You don't want these people out there deciding what's right and wrong, right?
No.
You don't want like a crazy person being like, in my head it makes sense to fuck kids and then kill this guy. It doesn't make sense for that to be... you have to have these walls.
I agree.
I would like to know, for instance, why I can't have this conversation without all of us trying to build walls around each other and figure out where the right and wrong place to put bricks is. I would like to know why this conversation can't happen without everyone starting to assert the right and wrong of it.
You and I both agree, because we've talked about this a lot, that the ideal society would be one where that was a fluid conversation between communities and between people and no hierarchy, just based on an exchange of ideas. And that would be women and men and queers and everybody like doing cool shit. And that would be great. But the problem is the education isn't there. You have to go through decades and generations of education to get people to have a fucking... The kids in a sandlot aren't racist. They're not fucking... They're not gross. They're not like problems get dealt with really kind of quickly and very organically. For adults to do that now, you'd have to go through decades of education.
Well, that's why we're leaving for sure. You don't make 7 billion people start doing something different.
You can't now. The bummer, we're losing Laura. Oh,
we've actually just traded.
She has to be. Sorry, let me finish my thought. Like the idea now, the bummer as I'm going to turn 40 in a week. 30.
Jesus.
I tried.
That's hard living, man.
I'm turning 40 in a week. You lose a little bit of your idealism, and the sad thing is that the idea that what I thought was possible when I was 19 and reading all this stuff and thinking the idea that it's possible to live communally, it's possible to have liberty and actually live for the people around you, actually be the good version of socialist and the good version of libertarian. And be like a free society. You think, it's happened. We were close a few times throughout the last few hundred years. As you get older, which is a bummer, and I'm not trying to talk people into this. I hate the fact that I don't think you can fucking do it anymore. I don't think that we are evolved.
Oh no, to be
enough.
certain, the only one that's ever
as technology comes in, as we allow this technology in our phones, and we sacrifice liberty so willfully because it's great. It's so fucking awesome to just touch a phone and you have access to everything, and you don't have to learn or gain any knowledge. You don't have to go through anything to learn anything.
You mean as you get closer to the dirt. You mean as you get closer to the grave than you are from the vagina. That's why 20-year-olds are co-opted into these educational labyrinths and into the military. That's why they are told to direct their passion, which is inherent to them, into like fighting for the tribe instead of fighting against it. They threaten us. We use them to kill each other when we go to war. We use them. Like we fear them. We give birth to them, and when they are like teenagers, a 17-year-old person is so filled with so much energy and so unafraid of death because they don't realize it's an inevitability that they actually have a capacity for idealism. They have the capacity for change, and we use them to build walls. We use them to move cargo containers, and we tell them, go off. Yeah, hey, Iraq, you should go fight them. We tell them that they're full of shit, and we live in fear of them as we creep into the grave. I absolutely agree with you. At 40 years old, I'm so glad I have toilet paper that's 3-ply instead of 2-ply. I can't believe I ever lived through 2-ply. I can't believe I ever had to change my own light bulb. I can't believe I didn't know what dark chocolate was and how much better it was than milk chocolate. I can't believe Breaking Bad was so good this season. I'm so happy that I'm not going to get hurt before I die. I hope to God they stick a tube down my throat and they just take me out. But revolution doesn't come in a voting booth. It doesn't happen within the worlds that we create for these kids. Like we build walls around them, and we tell them the difference between left and right. We tell them that if your belly button is pierced, you're liberal, and we tell them that if you have a flag in your window, you're conservative. And it's all horse shit because there's worlds beyond those fucking walls. And yes, if you break down those walls, you might end up knowing a pedophile and actually forgiving them. Maybe that was my point the whole time, that we build these fucking walls that are so convenient for us because there's people standing on them that say, if you go beyond this point, you forgive the idea of fucking a 3-year-old. There's other things back there. There's hidden packages. There's bonus levels. There's shit outside the rectangle that we create around ourselves. We employ these people, like you said. Like we wake up in the morning and we go like, oh man, I hope the cop keeps me safe. I don't want a dude crawling in my window. I got a girlfriend in here. I got a Breaking Bad party tonight. I don't want some dudes coming in and deciding to break bad.
Right.
And those cops out there are going like, man, I'll protect that house. Fucking A, man. I don't want some dude crawling in there. Yeah. I got my salary. I want to make lieutenant. I want to do whatever the hell that motivates them. I only learned about police from Breaking Bad. It all goes down, but like it's working. It's working fantastic. It's working great.
It works so well. Life is so safe and so easy. Even if you have it kind of bad, even if you're having you're broke and you're indigent and you have no direction. Life is so comfortable and so safe. It's like in certain countries, not in all of them.
Just here.
Yeah, just here.
Or like 10 countries.
But in our world, but then you watch every time I fucking turn the television on, there's some guy that's shot up a fucking supermarket or a school
or like a school of sleeping children.
Yeah, right.
That happened today.
There's
a wall.
That happened today.
It happened today. In where was it?
I haven't turned
Nigeria,
TV on.
and there's a wall that says you shouldn't do that. And that's a good wall. That's a good wall. Go ahead.
Absolutely. But now, life is so simple. I think, and people are. I think people have always had neuroses, and people have always been freaky and sad. Now there's more of us. First of all, second of all, we know everything that happens because there's cameras everywhere, so we see it all happen, and we can all watch it happen. We're interconnected with each other, that we're all more aware of it. Now people talk about things more. Rape is more talked about because people come forward more about it now. It's always been happening, but now it's a lot. NFL players have always been doing drugs and always been assholes. Now they're always on TV more because we care about it more. That's our big fucking fetish now. Life is so fucking easy that revolution now is people going, I don't like my life. I'm going to go out on TV. I'm going to go out with my name on the fucking on CNN for 38 hours of a guy that did this fucking horrible atrocity. We can't build walls. There's no such thing as a wall that will keep that out.
There never has been a wall that keeps that guy out.
There isn't.
But that doesn't mean we don't build it. And when he goes,
I think the wall is a bad metaphor. There's no physical.
The wall is a bad metaphor.
It's like there isn't a wall. There's simple rights and wrongs, and we all have to agree on them and disagree on them all the time. I think that,
and I think we do agree on that.
I think the first thing you have to do is address the fact that, like you say, there is a mysterious. I've talked to a great.
I think we all agree the wall is a bad metaphor because there's no such thing as a physical wall that has ever kept any of this shit from happening.
And there never will be.
I think we think in our heads that if we build enough walls in the right places, that it will stop happening. The wall is a bad metaphor. There is no such thing as a wall that will stop any of it from happening. No wall stopped Jeffrey Dahmer from scooping a dead squirrel out from his crawl space and going, that's interesting. I think I'll make 17 people be my human zombies. There was no wall that kept him from doing that.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's wrong.
The wall is a bad paradigm.
Okay, so the wall is the difference between right and wrong,
anymore.
Right? It's the difference between right and wrong. That's what we're talking about.
Boundaries.
We're not talking about the wall. The boundary. It's what right and wrong. By the way, who's changing your light bulbs for you?
I wish Erin was here right now because she just literally got electrocuted yesterday.
Let's bring her out.
So it's Erin?
No, she's not here.
She's not here.
It's Erin? Erin is the one changing your light bulbs for you?
The short answer is yes. The medium answer is she got electrocuted doing it. The long answer is,
Task Rabbit?
Is she all right?
She's fine. She was changing a light bulb. It zapped through her. Whatever.
Well, since we bring her up, and it's 9:37. Let's
we gotta move on to D&D.
Well, that was a
I
great
said at the top of
conversation.
this we were not going to settle anything. I only wanted to discuss. Jesus Christ.
Hey, we're starting D&D.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait,
I'm invited up by Lauren.
Hey, there's a wall right here, Adam.
I think Adam's proven there's no walls in the show.